Hey Millis Road third graders, it's Miss Tilly here, and I am going to be doing Module 3, Lesson 1 with you. That's right, Mrs. Tilly's taking on math today. It's going to be crazy, so watch out. During today's lesson, we are going to use the commutative property to find related facts. So think back to what you may already remember about commutative property from Module 1. We're going to study some more of that today. And for this lesson, you are going to need your Learn workbook. And that's the Module 3 workbook that you picked up at the curriculum pickup. It is green and it says Grade 3, Module 3. You will need that, and then you'll need your practice book. It's a little bit skinnier, and we're going to need page 67 and 69 of that book. And you're also going to need a whiteboard, a dry erase marker, or a paper and pencil. So if you would go ahead and pause the video now and go and collect your materials, and then press play when you're ready to get started. Okay, before we begin our lesson today, we're going to start with just a quick warm-up. This week, we're going to be studying our threes facts, and we're going to warm up every day with a quick little skip counting drill. And so that means we are going to be skip counting or repeatedly adding 3 over and over again so that we can memorize our 3 facts. Okay, so we're going to always start with 0. And then when we add 3 more, we would have 3. If I add 3 more, what would come next? 6. 3 more. 3, 6, 9. 9, 10, 11, 12. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. What would come next? 3 more to 12 would be 15. 3 more than 15 would be 18. 3 more than 18 would be 21. We've got 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. 3 more would be 24. 3 more than that would be 27. And then 3 more than 27 would be 30. Ding, 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 ding. And so I want you guys to remember that when we are skip counting, these are all of our products or all of our answers to multiplication equations. So this would be 0 times 3. This would be 1 times 3. 2 times 3. Ooh, what am I writing? 2 times 3. 3 times 3. 4 times 3, and so on. So when we skip count these up and we're repeatedly adding, we're actually finding the product to multiplication equations. And we're going to practice that a little bit all week, so don't worry if this is new for you. We're going to start today by just skip counting this twice, just to remember, and as the week goes on, we'll see how well you guys remember all of these products of 3. Okay, here we go. We're going to skip count together. Ready? I'm going to do it with my fingers. You can do it with your fingers if you want. We're going to say 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. All right, let's do it one more time. You can keep doing it on your fingers if you want to show those facts. So we have 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Now let's go backwards. Ready? 30, 27, 24, 21, 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3, 0. Okay, we're going to skip count forward one more time, but this time I'm going to take one of our skip counting products away. All right, I'm going to take one of our products away, and let's see if you remember that product that goes in the blank. Are you ready? We'll start with 0. 0, 3, 6, that's right, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Excellent job, everybody. Okay, so now it's time for us to do a sprint. And a sprint is how we practice just becoming fluent, which means quick, with some of our math facts. So what you're going to need is your practice book. It looks like this. And you're going to open it up to page 67. It has an A on the top and it says Lesson 1 Sprint. It looks just like this. And a sprint is a really fun game, you guys. This is how we play it. So I am going to set a timer for 1 minute. You're going to hold your pencil in the air so there's no cheating. And when I say go, you are going to fill out as many of these problems as you can without skipping any. That's right, I said you can't skip any. So if you get to one that you don't know, you have to try to solve it, and you can't move on until you do. That's part of the game. And then at the end of the minute, I'll say stop. You'll put your pencil up so there's no cheating, and you'll write the number of problems you got correct when we check it together. Then we'll flip it over to page 69, and we'll get to try it one more time to see if you make any improvement, which means if you do any more correct than the time before. Okay, are you guys ready? This is one of my favorite parts of the lesson. Go ahead and put your pencil up in the air. Let me get my timer ready. Just give me a second. All right, ready, set, go. Think. How many of these facts do you know? Let's see how many you get in a minute. Keep on working, keep on working. You've got about 30 more seconds. Our time is about halfway through. Keep pressing forward and see if you can get all 44 of these correct. $20 more seconds. See if you can get just a couple more. Remember, when I say stop, you have to put your pencil up and no more writing. 5 more seconds, get one more. All right, and stop. Put your pencil up in the air. All right, awesome job. Now we're going to check these together. And guys, we have to check fast. This is a really quick sprint, and that's why it's called a sprint, because we have to check it fast. You're going to put your pencil on number 1, and as I read the answers, you're going to give yourself a check if you get it correct. If you miss it, just put a circle there, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to move quick. Here we go. Number 1 is 2. Then 2 is 4, 6, 4, 8, 12, 6, 12, 8, 16, 3, 6, 9, 5, 10, 15, 7, 14, 9, 18, 10, 12, 14, 25, 30, 35, 20, 24, 28, 15, 18, 21, 14, 16, 18, 35, 40, 45, 28, 32, 36, 21. Is anyone still checking? 24, 27. Excellent job. So now at the top where it says number correct, I want you to count up how many check marks you got and put your score at the top. All right, now it's time for us to do the next sprint. So I would like for you to flip to page 69. Should be like the next page, and has a B at the top. Make sure you're on that side. Put your pencil in the air. I'm going to start a timer for 1 minute. Ready, go. See how many you can get. Try to get at least one more correct this time. All right, we're 10 seconds in. You're trying to get at least one more. You're stretching that brain for that improvement of at least one, friends. We want to improve by at least one every day. You can do this. Awesome job. You have 30 more seconds to stretch that brain and get that sprint moving and get at least one more problem correct than you did the last time. We are setting goals and crushing goals. Let's do it. 20 more seconds. Try and get at least 5 more. You got it. 10 more seconds, friends. Remember, when I say stop, you have to put your pencil up. Don't you keep going. That is cheating. Do not keep going. You've got 3 seconds. And stop. Put your pencil up in the air. Now we are going to check it together. And then when we finish, we will count up how many we got correct and our improvement score. All right, put your pencil on number 1 and get ready to check with me as I go down the answers. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 3, 6, 9, 7, 14, 9, 18, 2, 4, 6, 4, 8, 12, 6, 12, 8, 16, 25, 30, 35, 10, 12, 14, 15, 18, 21, 20, 24, 28, 35, 40, 45, 14, 16, 18, 21, 24. Is anyone still going? 27, 28, 32, 36. All right, so we want to now count up how many we got correct. And you'll put that number here. And then your improvement score is how many more did you get correct. So say you got 3 on the front, but you got 5 on the back, then you improved by 2. How many did you improve by? Write that number there. Our goal was to improve by at least 1. I hope that you did. If you did not, it's okay. We'll be doing more sprints to come, but our goal is always to see how many more we can get right when we do it for the second time so we can see how our brain has grown. Excellent job. I'm so proud of you guys. Okay, now it is time for you to take out your Learn Notebook and open up to page 3. We are going to do our application problem first thing. Okay, so when we solve, we use a strategy called the RDW, read, draw, write, or read, draw, solve. You may have heard it called that too. So here's how it works. We are going to first read the problem, and we are going to circle the number and the nouns. That means the number and the name, so we know what, how many we have and of what do we have. So let's do that first. Jerry brings 3 water jugs to her soccer game to share with teammates. Each jug contains 6 liters of water. How many liters of water does Jerry bring? Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. We have 3 water jugs. We're going to circle that. We have 3, and what do we have? Water jugs. And then each jug contains 6 liters of water. We have 6 liters of water. I'm going to circle the water too. So we have how many? 6 liters, and of what? Of water. Okay, so the R is done. We've read it, we've circled our numbers and nouns, and now we are going to draw it out. So here's the part where we draw a tape diagram. So Jerry brings 3 water jugs to her soccer game to share. Each jug contains 6 liters of water. So let's draw that out. We have 3 jugs of water. We're going to draw a tape with 3 jugs. This is 1 jug. Each one of these boxes is a jug. And we have 6 liters of water in each one. 6 liters, 6 liters, 6 liters. Okay, and I'm solving to see how many liters she brought. So what's the total amount of liters that she brought? So there's a couple ways I could solve to answer this. I could add 6 plus 6 plus 6 to find the total, or I could use multiplication. If you take a look here, we have 3 groups of 6. So we could solve for 3 groups of 6, or we can repeatedly add 6 plus 6 plus 6. Solve whichever way you like, and then come back and we'll check together. All right, what is 3 times 6? Right, 3 times 6 is 18. So now that we have solved our problem, we need to do the write, which is write our answer in a sentence. So how many liters of water did Jerry bring? Let's underline that as well. Jerry brought 18 liters of water. We're going to write that on our lines. Jerry brought 18 liters of water. All right, we have done our process, and so we are finished. Excellent job. Now it is time for you to take out your whiteboard and a marker so that you can do the rest of our lesson together with me. Okay, so on the whiteboard, I'm just going to leave my application problem out because we're going to keep looking at it for just a second. But I am going to put up 2 tape diagrams on the board, and I want you to think about which tape diagram represents our application problem. Okay, and you can draw these with me if you'd like, or you can watch, either way. All right, take a look. I'm going to take away the unit there. Take a look at the 2 tape diagrams that I have drawn. And think about which one of these, tape diagram A or tape diagram B, represents the tape diagram from our application problem. Right, tape diagram A represents our application problem. How do you know that? Right, because in our application problem, we had 3 jugs and each jug had 6 liters of water inside of it. So what does B represent? Why doesn't B work for this problem? Right, B shows 6 groups or 6 jugs with 3 liters inside. So those are not the same. But how are these 2 tape diagrams related? Let's take a look. Let's draw a multiplication equation for each one to see how they're related. So we said these 3 groups of 6 would be shown as 3 times 6. So how might I write a multiplication equation here? Okay, I have how many groups? I have 6 groups, and how many is in each group? Right, 3 is in each group. So take a look at our 2 multiplication equations. How are these similar? Right, they do use the same numbers. Oh, true. They both have a product of 18. They use the same factors. Remember, factors are numbers in a multiplication equation. They use the same factors, but they're in a different order. And our product is the same. So, even though these are drawn differently, we do end up with the same product. And this is an example of the commutative property. And you guys have learned about the commutative property in Module 1. What does this property tell us about the product and its factors? What does the commutative property tell us about the product and its factors? Right, that even if the order of the factors changes, like 3 times 6 or 6 times 3, the product will stay the same. So even if we flip our multiplication equation, we're still going to have the same product or the same answer. And it is still important for us to represent it correctly because, as we saw, it does represent different things. Nice job. So let's take a look together at how we can use the commutative property in order to find related facts. So related facts are facts that are similar, like 3 times 6 or 6 times 3. They're represented backwards, but we get the same product. And using the commutative property, we can actually find more products or facts that we know than just the ones we've practiced. Here's what I mean. Take a look. You can erase your whiteboard if you have stuff on it. And take a look at this equation. 2 times 7 and 7 times 2. Let's take a look to see if these are the same. We can draw a tape diagram to check, just like we did on the last problem. So we're going to draw a tape diagram to represent both of these and see if we get the same product. So we know 2 times 7. So here we have 2 groups of 7. And our product would be, right, 14. We've studied this fact and we know it. But we don't know our 7's facts. What is this tape diagram showing? Right, 7 groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's 2 in each group. Now take a look at this tape diagram. We have 7 times 2, 7 groups of 2, and we don't know what are facts of 7, but we know the fact of 2 times 7. Let's skip count by 2 to see if these are the same product. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So both tape diagrams show a product of 14. This shows us that with the commutative property, we can use our knowledge of our 2's facts in order to solve our 7's facts, like 7 times 2. Even though I didn't know it, I did know 2 times 7. And since we know the products are the same, even though they're flipped, we can use those facts we know to solve for facts we don't know yet. Let's take a look at another one. Five eighths equals 8 fives. Let's draw this out. Let's draw 5 eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to draw 8 fives on the other side. 8 fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we want to see if, with the commutative property, we get the same product. Well, I don't know my 8 facts, and it's hard to skip count by 8. But could I skip count by 5? Yes, I know my 5s. I know my 5 facts, so let's do that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right. Now, we know that because 8 fives is the same as 5 eighths, 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 should also give me 40. But let's just check. What is 8 plus 8? Can anyone do that math? All right, that's 16. And then if we add 8 more, what will that give us? If we add 8 more, that will give us, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Carry the 1, that's 24. What if we add 8 more? What does that give us? Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry the 1, and 2 plus 1 is 3. That's 32. What about 8 more? Our last 8. 32 plus 8, 8, 9, 10, carry the 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, so we still get 40. So 5 eighths is the same as 8 fives, and we use the commutative property in order to solve. So because I didn't know how to skip count 5 eighths, I could use my 5 facts, or skip counting by 5, to get the same product, and we call that the commutative property. All right, and we're going to try one more. I'm going to let you guys try this one, and then we'll check it together. On your board, show me 4 9s and 9 4s, and then we'll check together to see if these are the same. 4 9s and 9 4s. You can solve this with an array, you can solve it with groups of numbers like we did in the last one, or with a tape diagram. Press play when you're ready to check together. Okay, I'm going to solve this with a array. So I'm going to do 4 groups of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I have 4 groups of 9. Now let's show an array with 9 groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's really keep track of how many we have written so far. We've done 4. Now we've done 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I have 9 groups of 4. Let's see if these are the same total amount of dots. If the commutative property is true, we should have the same amount of dots represented in both of our problems, but let's check. So we have 9 here, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So we have 36 for 4 groups of 9. And now let's check 9 fours. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. All right, because of the commutative property, we know that 4 9s does equal the same thing as 9 4s. So if I wasn't sure what 9 4s was, I could use the strategy of knowing what 4 9s is. Either way, no matter if they're flipped, even though they represent different problems, they do get the same product or the same answer. Remember, product is the name for an answer in a multiplication equation. All right, so the next part of our lesson, you are going to need to take out your Learn notebook. It's the one that looks like this. It says Module 3 and 4, and it has a blue section on the binding. You will need that, and you're going to flip open to page 5 in your new Learn notebook. So for this part of the lesson, we are going to be looking at some related facts. So remember, related facts are the ones that we know because we know another one. We learned that with the commutative property, we actually know more facts than we thought we knew. Even though we've really only studied facts 1 through 5, because we know about the commutative property, we also can reverse the order of the facts to figure out some of the facts we haven't studied yet. So this is called a multiplication chart. And the shaded numbers along the left column and the top are the factors. So those are the ones that multiply together to get an answer. The numbers inside of the chart are the products. Remember, products are the answers to a multiplication equation. So go ahead and take a look at the total number of facts on your multiplication chart. How many facts are on this chart in total? Right, we would actually have 100 facts inside of our chart. Now we're going to use our chart to locate the product of 3 and 6, so I can show you how this chart works. So what you're going to do is put your finger on the row labeled 3 and slide it to the right until it's also in the column labeled 6. So 3, 6. The number in the square where the row and the column meet is the product. That one has been done for you. Using the chart, what is the product of 3 and 6? Right, it's 18. Awesome job. Now, let's locate the product of 6 and 3. Find the square where the row of 6 and the column of 3 meet. All right, so we're looking at the row of 6 and the column of 3. Boom. Now, because we know the commutative property, what is the product of 6 and 3? Right, it should also be 18. So go ahead and fill that in on your chart. We can use the commutative property to solve for many new facts and fill in the products on the chart. Now, let's go ahead on the chart and write all the products for the facts we've already studied. Let's take a look. Well, we know 1 and 1. Let's go ahead through our ones first. We know those ones. We've also already studied the 2's. 2, 4, 2 times 3 is 6. Then 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. That one's been done for us. 2 times 9 is 18, and then 20. Now let's do our 3's. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. All right, take a minute and fill in your 4's facts. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 40. All right, and then we've studied the 5 facts, so we should know those. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So now that we've filled in all the facts that we've already studied, let's use the commutative property to see if we can solve for any of the other facts. So we are going to take a look at first starting with 6. We know 6 times 1. We know 6 times 2 because we've already filled that one out before. So let's see. We can go over to the 6 and go down to the 2 to see that's 12. We know that we've studied our 6 times 3. We've already filled that one in on our chart also. Let's see, 6 times 3 should be 18. We've got that one filled out. Let's see if we can find 4 times 6. Well, we've got our 4's column. Go all the way over to 6. Yes, we've got 24. Now let's see if we can find 6 times 5. Let's see. Well, we have our 5's column. Go all the way over to 6. Boom, we have it, 30. Do the same thing with 6 times 7. Do we have that one yet? No, we don't have that one yet, so let's just make a square around it. We don't know that one yet. We don't know 6 times 6 yet because we haven't learned our 6's. We haven't learned the 8 or the 9. We do know 6 times 10 is 60 because we've learned that. All right, now let's take a look at the 7's. We know 7 times 1 because we've learned our 1's. We know 7 times 2. We know 7 times 3. We know 7 times 4. We know 7 times 5. But we don't know 6, 7, 8, or 9. So we're going to just draw a box around those so we know to come back to them. But we do know 7 times 10 is 70. All right, now let's look at our 8's. So we know 8 times 1. We know 2 times 8. 3 times 8. 4 times 8. 5 times 8. Let's see, did we learn 6 times 8 yet? No. So again, we don't know our 6, 7, 8, or 9, but we do know 8 times 10 is 80. All right, now let's look at 9's. Let's see, we know 1 times 9. We know 2 times 9. We know 3 times 9. We know 4 times 9. We know 5 times 9. But do we know 6, 7, 8, 9? No, we don't know those ones yet. We're going to go ahead and fill out those so we know to come back to them. But we do know that 9 times 10 is 90. And now we're at our tens. So let's take a look. We know our tens. So let's count them up together. We've got 1 times 10 is 10. 2 times 10 is 20. 3 times 10 is 30. 4 times 10 is 40. 5 times 10 is 50. 6 times 10 is 60. 7 times 10 is 70. 8 times 10 is 80. And 9 times 10 is 90. What will come next? 10 times 10. If we have 10 times, what will our fact be? Right, 100. Another 10 up from 90 would be 100. Okay, so take a look at the facts that we have not completed or have not filled out. How many facts do we need to memorize or don't know yet? Right, we could not use the commutative property to figure out these facts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 products that we do not know yet, just because we could not use the commutative property. However, I'm going to go ahead and give you those facts now, so make sure you write these in your chart. Okay, are you ready? We're going to start with our sixes. So 6 times 6 is 36. I'm just going to erase this so you guys can see a little bit better because I know my marker's a little hard to read. And then 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. And 6 times 9 is 54. And then we're going to move to our 7. So 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56. And 7 times 9 is 63. Now we'll move to our 8s. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. And 8 times 9 is 72. All right, now let's move to our 9s. 9 times 6 is 54. We know these from the commutative property. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 8 is 72. And 9 times 9 is 81. So because we did know our 9s from the commutative property, we really only have 12 facts that we can't use the commutative property to solve for. Excellent job. Okay, so now it's time for us to work on our problem set, and the problem set time is a time for you to practice everything you've learned in today's lesson. I'm going to do a couple of them with you, and then I'm going to let you do some of it on your own so you can get that practice in. Let's start with B on our problem set. I'm going to do the first two with you, and then I'm going to let you do the next ones. So part B says complete the chart. Each bag contains 7 apples. So we have 2 bags. And if each bag contains 7, how many total number of apples are in those 2 bags? Right, 7 times 2 is 14. Nice job. Now let's take a look at the next one. The next one tells us the total number of apples, but it doesn't tell us the bags. So we have to think about this like division. So I have 21 apples, and there's 7 in each. How many bags is there going to be if we separate 21 into groups of 7? Do we know a fact to represent 21 in groups of 7? Right. If I take 21 and I break it up into groups of 7, that is our 7 times 3 fact. So that is actually 3 bags. But just to check, down below, let's just double check. If I have 7 in each, let's take a look. 7 plus 7 would be 14. Plus 7 more, let's see. 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yes, that is correct. We can always just double check. And if you need a separate sheet of paper for more room, you can definitely get one. All right, now I want you to try the last part of the chart on your own and then press play when you are ready to check it. All right, let's check it together. All right, check your work and make sure you have filled in your chart correctly. Okay, now let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says use the array to write 2 different multiplication sentences. On your paper, knowing what you know about commutative property, go ahead and represent the array with 2 different multiplication equations, and then we'll check it together. Press play when you're ready to check. All right, let's check it. So we could represent this as 4 times 6. So we have 4 groups of 6, or we could represent this as 6 times 4, 6 groups of 4. Either way, our product is 24. Nice job. Okay, now you're going to flip to page 6. I'm going to do a couple of these with you and then let you do the others. Let's start with 3A. 3A says 2 7s equals how many 2s? 2 7s equals how many 2s? Well, if I know these are the same, or I can use the commutative property, then 2 7s should be the same as 7 2s. Let's skip count by 2 7 times just to make sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yes, they both equal 14. Now I want you to try B on your own and C, and come back when you're ready to check it. All right, check your work. 3 6s is the same as 6 3s, which equals what? Right, both of these equal 18. And 10 8s is the same as 8 10s, which equals what? Right, 80. Excellent job. Now let's take a look at D. Now it's getting a little trickier. 4 times what is the same as 6 times 4? Well, I know with the commutative property that even if I flip around my 2 factors, I should have the same product. So 6 times 4 should be the same as 4 times 6. On your paper, solve. What is 4 times 6? Right, 24. Both of these equal 24. Great job. Now try E on your own. All right, if we know 8 times 5, then we know that it's the same as 5 times 8, which is what, everybody? Yes, 40. Nice work. All right, now let's take a look at G. It's getting even a little bit trickier, guys. So 3 times 9 is the same as 10 3s minus how many 3s? Ooh, this is tricky. Well, here we have how many 3s? Can you guys see? I see. Okay. How many 3s do we have here? Right, we have 9 3s. So if we want this to be 9 3s, how many 3s will we have to take away from 10 3s? Right, we would have to take away 1 3 to get the same as 3 times 9, or 9 3s. And what is 9 3s? Right, 27. That was a really tricky one. Let's see if you can do H by yourself, and then we'll check it together. All right, 10 fours minus 1 4 is 9 fours. So we had to make an equation that was also 9 fours. Here you have 9 times 4, which is the same as 9 fours, which is what? What is 4 times 9, everybody? Or 9 fours? Right, 36. Nice job. All right, now let's take a look at I. It gets even trickier. So 8 times 4 is the same as 5 fours plus how many fours? Well, here we have 8 fours, so we want to make the other side also worth 8 fours. How many fours do I need to add to 5 fours to get 8 fours? Right, 3 fours. And what is 8 fours equal to? Right, 32. Awesome job. Now I want you to try K on your own, and we'll check it together. You can pause the video if you need more time. All right, 5 threes plus 2 threes is the same thing as how many threes? 7 threes. And what is 7 times 3? Right, 21. Excellent job, everybody. If you want extra practice, you can go back and do the rest of the problems that we didn't do on your own. That is totally cool. And don't forget, if you're feeling unsure about what we did today, you can come to Afternoon Math, where we'll work on more practice in our Succeed book. Thank you guys for working so hard in our lesson today. Don't forget to do your exit ticket. Your exit ticket is in your Learn notebook as well, and you need to complete that and upload it to Canvas. All right, thank you guys, and I'll talk to you all soon.